Yo, what's Bob and it's Romulus. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we've got another replay analysis. This one coming in from J8, the 1900 threes replay analysis. So let's get right into this one. So it's going to be interesting, obviously, because Dapper is on the other team, but let's see what we can pick apart. Kickoff, fine. Jesus, how the hell did Lou miss that? Well, we'll run with that anyway. That's a nice goal. I would think off the beginning... hello, VLC? Thank you, right. So, off the beginning, I wasn't an enormous advocate of how much time you spent with your ball cam off, because you have no idea what Dapper's going to do, or whoever was cheating on the kickoff. Because this dude, obviously you see him, he's back, but I don't think you saw what your other teammate was doing. So, keeping ball cam on for a bit longer would probably be more ideal. It feels so weird. I'm coaching someone who's technically better than me, but we'll run with it. It's a good start. Good start. It's a great shot. Nice. That was really good. Your teammate wasn't quite ready for it though, which sucks. Yeah, right. So here, you got to go for it or not. You have 21 boost already. Your teammate is more than likely either going to collect this and try and put a shot towards the net or the backboard, or he's going to try and make a ground pass to the side. Going this way, where Dapper is, probably won't work. So more or less, what I would probably do here is you're not going to get another touch and your teammate's not going to be able to find you. So I'd use the 21 boost to land a little bit earlier. Try and get this pad, and this pad. If you can... Maybe you'd only get to this one perhaps and then wait for that pass, and if it doesn't come then you gel. But instead, because you landed about here and your teammate boomed the ball across, you kind of hesitated a bit. And I think especially at this rank, you just have to assume everyone's always going to be on every ball. So I think because you landed there, just go or don't. There's no point waiting for the ball to come off the wall, because it more than likely won't have time to do that. So I'd land a bit quicker and wait for the pass, as opposed to then kind of getting a bit stuck here and then you can't go. So if you were on the ground already, you more or less could have maybe gone to... You would be on the wall by now. And then you could have beaten Dapper to that ball. This is weird. Kind of cramping all the play into one side. I can understand why it's awkward. You flip for this, which again is pointless. I just realized. What's the point in the flip? The flip doesn't get you close to the ball. All it does is it takes you out of the game. You might as well have dropped your controller for that half a second. You weren't going to get to the ball. It completely prevented your ability to pre-jump or do anything useful. The flip just forced you into this position, of which you're now front post. And then here, your teammate lands. You do realize that, which is good. You back off. Your teammate backflips. Nice, take your time. You have time here, dude. So, when you come back, it works out fine. You notice this, fantastic stuff. You see Dapper come across you, and this Devon guy is the only person on offense. Yeah, alright, Dapper could turn around, but Lou's in the middle of nowhere, so... He comes across. Devon is not going to get another touch on this. He's definitely not. Yeah, okay, you have Dapper, who's in the midfield, but you're going to beat him to the ball every time. And noticing your teammates, what the fuck is this? That is dreadful. But anyway, so you have time here. You didn't see Dapper coming towards you. You could have maybe just turned off ball cam for a split second here to have a look. But you definitely didn't need to touch this. Yeah, and here, this little move was just pointless. So you were waiting for a pass, but again, you didn't know what was coming. So there you go, you get the touch, who really cares? I would instantly gel as soon as Dapper hits this. Just come off the wall and go back post, because no matter what, pretty much... Well, I mean, yeah, your teammate... If Nips was on his own and this dude wasn't here, then sure, you could wait going up the wall for a pass to come over you. But considering your teammate is right there... or the other one is right on the wall, there's no real point for you to stick around here, because there's nothing he can really do. Yeah, alright, if you got a good touch up, and then hit it forward, you could come off the wall and get it, but Nips might end up double coming with that or something. So I'd come off the wall a bit earlier. You're kind of waiting around for nothing to happen. I guess it doesn't hurt you too bad. That's a good save. This could be awkward. That better be a fake challenge. Yeah, nice, well done. So that was really good, fake challenging that. You're never going to beat to the ball. A dunk wouldn't have been a terrible idea, but obviously one of your teammates just got demoed, so you're not really sure when he's going to come back. Fake challenge, I reckon, could have been a bit more convincing if you went a little bit closer. Because the point of this play is to have the ball go over your head anyway, so there's not really much point trying to be efficient with space. You might as well have gone a bit closer to him, then gone. Because if this dude played once at all, he would see you. You're already gone. You're not going for this, right? So if he played once at all, he wouldn't have boomed this. He would have kept it close. So I'll try and make this a little bit closer. Just make sure this guy thinks you're going for it. If it does work out, teammate nearly gets beat. Go backboard. Nice, that's yours. Oh my Jesus, right. So, I'd probably say for a challenge like this, holding your flip is completely pointless because Dapper can get another touch. So here, your teammate's he's gone back post, so he's going to wait to go off backboard. I'd immediately just fast aerial off the wall right to him, because if you're going to try and go with your flip, you're kind of assuming Dapper doesn't go right underneath you, so you want to go to him as quick as you can here, I'd say, because if you go slowly, you give him time to then do a flip reset or something. If you go to him quick, he doesn't have a chance to generate the space he needs to go underneath you. And also, what's the point in having the dodge anyway? Because if you're above him and at all to either one side, because the ground doesn't exist, the ball is going to go, you know, away from him in every way. And your team, no one's ready for a direct pass. No one can really read a direct pass like this anyway. But if you were a bit quicker to this, your teammate wouldn't have got a piece of it, which you could argue is a bad thing, but you also would have been off the wall a bit earlier and your teammate might not have gone. Nice. So again, you flip for a boost you can't get. I think you did this earlier. So you do this, whatever, fine. You land, cool. You could have actually landed pointing this way already instead of pointing this way and then turning. Just a little thing. You could have already pointed that way, to be honest, just to make things a little bit quicker. But anyway, you do this. You miss all these pads. There was a pad there, a pad there, a pad there, and a pad there you all could have got, which could have been a bit more efficient. But obviously, you can't really control where you land when you have no boost. But I think considering you're not even in the play, considering you're not really in the play at the moment, I guess you could be focusing on pads. I didn't think he was going wall. I didn't read that. I don't know when that was. I apologise. I should be reading the chat a bit more. That's fine. This is weird. Where is the fucking midfield presence on your team? Where'd your other teammate go? He went corner boost? Alright, well, I don't know what this guy's doing, but this is really awkward now. This flip... This, I don't like this. I mean, maybe, yeah, alright, it doesn't really change anything, but just like before, all you're doing is taking yourself out of the play completely. You have no boost. You have no boost here. Devon is more than likely going to either try and pass to Dapper, you know, take it up the wall and try and pass it to Lou, or try and go for a solo play. So this teammate you have is more than likely going to force him to come down the middle, or force him to rush a play. And you have no boost, so I would probably say getting pads is priority here. But already, because when you landed and you didn't get these pads on the way back and you went for the 100 that Dapper beat you to, it's not ideal now because you have no boost and you can't really do anything. So you've kind of stuck yourself in a bit of a awkward situation. Is this even the right size now? There we go. Yeah, you've stuck yourself in an awkward situation. You've flipped towards the play, which is pointless because then you can't challenge it anyway. Interesting, maybe you weren't expecting a pop. Dapper goes edge or bump. Get some pads. You still have no boost. At no point have you collected any boost at the moment. You're jumping for this. You should have gone for this pad here instead of challenging Dapper. You still haven't gone for any pads. Finally you get one. Nice. And you just have enough to get the touch, but look here again. You get that pad, sure, but what's the point? You're moving towards this pad, hoping the play to come towards you, which is fine, but the problem is you don't have any space or boost to work with. Get these pads right here. Just get these three, and as soon as you realise Devon has the ball, you can either just not bother getting this pad, or come back to this one, and then come back post. You need to make sure you're getting the pads, because at the moment, you've more or less slowed down the whole rotation for a little while, and if you're on these pads here, if you're on these pads in the midfield, you could already be up for this. You can have 45 boost, already be up for this, or beat Lou and open net. But unfortunately, it's a little bit awkward. That's yours. Oh my, okay. That was probably awkward. So because of the lack of boost, you have 12 boost. Okay, right. Also, one thing. I don't know how common it is at this rank for people to miss. I mean, people seem to be missing at all the ranks, but you're almost assuming that Lou is going to hit it terribly down this way, which is highly unlikely. He's going to hit this forward, or at least has some component of forward to his hit. So turning back infield is basically assuming he's going to drop this low, and thus assuming your teammates can't get it. I would go up wall behind you and kind of wait for his touch to evolve, because it's not going to come down low. It's pretty unlikely. And lo and behold, it does actually come to the wall. If you were already waiting on the wall, yeah, alright, it would have been awkward, but at least it could have saved you this, which, you know, your teammates probably expect you to go, which you're not, so it might make things a little bit awkward. Interesting challenge there. Finally, you get more than 12 boosts. That's good, right. Don't know what Nips is doing. See anything wrong with that? That's fine. Nice. Don't boom that. Oh, nice. So you got away. You got away with the 50, which was good. It's a big front post. So I've seen that happen a lot already. People love to just come front post when they don't need to clear it out immediately. So you go for this, which is fine. Really, this is good to wait. But I think at this point, flick your stick right. Have a look at what is going on in the midfield. Because if you can't see their third guy, he's going to be behind you and maybe going for a demo or at least a boost steal. So just be aware. You need to just have a look where the opponent is. Because if he's nowhere near you, if this ball goes over Nips, you can take your time. The point I'm trying to make here is you aren't actually required in the play yet. And you're kind of just waiting for it to evolve. So you might as well look at what's happening. And there's Devon now. So he's come round. Here, I mean, I guess really the only option you directly have is to try and pop it past him like this, but you try and put it over him, which, again, we're talking half a second decisions here, but trying to put it low would also work. Fate challenging here up the wall would work, because he would probably hit it like this, then you could run away with it. But, I mean, more or less, you came away with the 50 anyway, so that works out. Really fucking good Fate challenge, that was perfect. You waited for the ball, got the low 50-50. Great stuff. That was really, really good. So you get this. Fantastic. Didn't get the boost. Waited. Beautiful stuff. Thought she'd have any boost, though. Nice. Wait for a pass. What the fuck? That's insane. It's me, Minor. You're like Bobby. Is that Pooley? How am I like Bobby? I'm confused. Bobby is American guy who plays Monster Hunter. He really knows what he's on about. Anyway, back to the replay. But anyway. Nice. Really fun. Really, really good stuff. You noticed you couldn't get the ball right away. You didn't attempt to commit to the ball, and you made it as... well... the smallest amount of awkwardness as possible. It was good. You beat this guy to the boost. You noticed Nips wasn't going for it, so you went for it. Went behind him. Keep your boost. Fantastic stuff. Oh, what is this? So you go for this. Perfect. Nips booms it away. He follows it, actually. Gets one touch. Lou misses. Whatever. Right. You're kind of going straight towards him for more or less no reason. The ball won't come to you, right? Sit here, just wait. Just wait. Either hard commit this way and hope you don't cut your teammate off, or just sit here. Kind of just snake in and out in the midfield, maybe come back a bit. Just chill out, because there's more or less absolutely no point going towards, because look, the ball is more than likely not going to come to you right away. Devon, if he's going to get a touch here, it's either going into the corner like this, which you then probably could turn for, but teammate right there. And also, yeah, okay, this guy could probably get a bit of a dodgy clear out to you, but Dapper is closer to him. So I wouldn't say driving straight towards the play is ideal, right? Just wait here. Just wait for the play to evolve. You don't always need to be moving. See now, you've more than likely probably fake challenged. You've just faked your teammate now, who's expecting you to push, and he's now backed off. So you more or less made it awkward for your teammate as well. Or if you're in the corner, which isn't ideal, don't turn for that. Right, you got to be careful as last man. Right, so you've done this, whatever, fine. Your teammate goes back, fine. He's now pushed to the wall. He gets beat. You're last man. Both your teammates are completely useless. They might as well have disconnected. Don't turn for this. You can't beat him. Okay? We cannot beat him. Can we do a pink highlighter? I might do it next time. I don't know. Pink? Oh, I can't see that. I'm colorblind. So, sorry. We'll do a yellow one. But anyway, you can't beat him. Even if you turned perfectly, you're not winning. And even if you can, it's too much of a risk because all you'll get is 50-50. And even if you beat the dude, this guy's going to get it. So there's absolutely no reason for you to turn for this. I'm sure you're aware of that. But just fake challenge. Just literally fake challenge, shadow, wait for a shot, do the thing. And you're laughing. Oh my goodness. Go back post. Just gel. You're not useful in the play. Just leave. You have enough boost. Just do what you need to do. Whatever. Right. Teammates are recovering. Go this way. Come over here. Okay, maybe not that wide, but go over there because there's no reason for you to push into the corner. All you're going to do is force Nips to go up the wall, get yourself demoed, or make things confusing. Just go back post. You aren't useful here. The pass, more than likely, yeah, alright, a pass could come here for which you could redirect, but again, you need a teammate to pass to, and at the moment, your only viable teammate is going the other way, so slow it down. You've got 3 minutes left, don't need to rush anything. Oh, that's bad. That's dodgy. Right, yeah, so it turned out to be a good shot, but again, this is awkward because you came front post, so you flipped again, you're out of the play, whatever. As soon as you land, gel again. Now, this is red flag, immediate panic, gel. You gotta go, Sunshine. You're out of there. Like, you cannot stick around here. Devin has a shot. Dapper might turn in and make a pass. Or do something. Because if you're over here and you're shitting yourself in the midfield, you're not going to be any use to anyone. So you do this, you turn, you're probably panicking loads. You got this, now you're late to the play, you came through the middle of the net, and you're not going to save that. So it's unfortunate, and yeah, okay, you panicked, which is unfortunate, but just go back post, just gel. There's no reason for you to stick around in the play when you can't get a decent touch. That's fine, you still got 254 left. Should have went back post immediately, right? Pretty much, yeah. When you were in the midfield, you should have just gone back pretty much as soon as you were out of the play, or you kind of, if I, let me go back real quick so I can re-emphasize. So here, you shouldn't have challenged this, fine. So here, you either kind of move up to wait for a pass, which you kind of do, and then you can make a decision, or just go back and get the pads. Okay, not that wide. They do not do it that wide. Just go back like that, and then sit behind the back post there. Just sit there. But because you went for a pass, let's say it was a bit harder. This isn't a terrible thing to do, but you gotta go now. As soon as you realise you're not getting the ball and you finish your flip, you're out of there. You're gone. And then you made it a bit awkward for yourself. Nice. That was fine. I don't think your teammate could ever expected you to get that. What's your teammate doing? What the fuck is that? He's just sat on the goal line. This is what my bloody teammates do all the time. He doesn't need to wait. Devin can't get a touch. And you're... Okay, you're not actually behind him yet, but still, he's waiting to get beaten. Don't turn for my... You need to slow down. You need to stop moving a bit more. You play with your R2 button held down at all times. No, stop. Just... I actually missed, which sucks. I don't know how to go back less than 10 seconds, so I'll have to get the timing right this time. But just wait, you don't need to immediately turn into the net, and especially if you're against a player like Dapper, he can shoot it where he wants. Right, I missed again. Right, come back and sit there, right on the side, and just obviously pointed into the net pretty much. Just sit there when you come back, because then you can more or less deal with anything, but coming straight down here and turning... You're fully committing for a shot to come on this half of the net. Anything behind you would be ridiculously difficult to get. But yeah, you do this. If Dapper was a little bit close to this, you've been scored on. If Nips was like here, if it was a little bit slower, Dapper would have pushed up and shot this behind you. So don't immediately turn into the middle of the net. And this is, again, like I said earlier, when you come to back post and you're not relevant in the play and a shot isn't coming, look down the field. Just make sure you know where all of the opponents are. because it will save you a lot of time. So that's fine. You gelled. Good. Wait for a pass. Good. Perfect. Okay, pass is a bit rubbish. Not much you could do with that. Someone's got to go. Come on. What on earth? Right. So whatever. Sure. Again, actually thinking about it, to be fair, you might have been able to see this guy. So you know Devon's on the right at this point. This happens. Yeah, alright. A pro might tell you to just gel because this pass is more likely going to get intercepted, but you can't really tell without game sense, so I don't blame you for actually going for that. I would have probably tried at least a bit. So no one's going right away. This is awkward. Again, come back post and sit there. You're on target to go into the net. Don't go into the net. Sit behind the back post. It'll save you more space. You can go backboard. You can go behind you. You can go forward. You can do anything. But because you've done this, you've lost all of your momentum, and now you can't go up the backboard. Right? You can't go up the backboard, so it sucks. Do you use your right stick at all? Jay, do you use it whatsoever? I'd highly recommend you do. Because in this situation, you have no idea what your teammate's doing. You know, if he's waiting middle, then fine. You're doing all right thing. You can go up the wall and you know, challenge whatever Dapper might pull out of the bag. But if your teammate's gone to the back boost and this guy somehow sends something off the backboard into the middle, no one's there. Right? No one's going to be there. So flick your right stick, have a look. If I attempt to draw an eye here, that's how you draw an eye in physics, folks. If you just have a look in this direction, right? Have a look what's going on. It'll be easier for you. And if he's not there, you can just fill in and go to the middle yourself. But right now you're assuming he is, which I don't think he is. That was weird. That's yours. You turned the wrong way. So you do this, fine, confusing. You pulled the trigger too early. Again, slow down. Right? Slow down. You don't need to be this fast with everything. You don't need to make an instant decision every single time. Every single time. So Dapper has hit the ball already, and you're already up the wall. Right? The ball isn't going to go there. Now, obviously, it's been moving for about 1/10 of a second. You can't fully tell what's going on, but going up the wall this early is kind of assuming Dapper can hit the ball 800 miles an hour from any touch, which is unlikely. So I'd probably, again, just wait around a little bit. And then that touch came just because it's technically a double commit. Here, kind of turned the wrong way, but who really cares? That's a good 50, teammate. Nice. Get the pads, get the pads, get the pads. That's all you should be focusing on. Right. So here, as soon as you land, I'm sure I like the idea. You tried to half flip back onto the wall because, you know, you want to get back in the play as fast as you can. You technically did a musty and you went forward, which kind of sucks. And you sort of just sat in the air for a bit longer. But here, I'm probably saying this scenario, Nips is technically second man here because you're last man. But you can technically do a bit of an offensive rotation here. If you came off the wall and got this pad, and this pad, right, like that, in that path, Nips, if the balls come this way, right? The balls come this way. Nips would then come behind you and then could maybe feed you a pass. Because if this ball goes high enough such that Lou can make a touch, you more than likely won't be there in time. So I don't really know. You could go all the way back and get the pads. I'm just trying to think of a way you could get enough pads and keep things flowing nicely. Because you go for this 100 boost, which is the problem. You've gone for these pads along here. And then you double commit with your teammate. Because you just came straight back into the middle of the play. Nips was doing this, and you did that, pretty much. So, just be careful. You are now front post, so be aware. Nice. Nice. Okay. The idea was there. I rated the idea. So you did this, fine. Double commit. Alright, maybe it's a teammate's fault for coming back in again. Excuse me. But you do this. The boost isn't there. You flipped away again. Stop flipping. Just get these pads, get these pads, get these pads. Just try and find some efficient route to get the pads in the box. I can tell every time I go back post I cheat. I start slowly diving in. Yeah, you start to creep up every time. Well, technically, you're not really going back post. You're just going away from the play. So you do this. Now you're here. You're waiting for a pass. It's a good decision to not turn because the pass doesn't come. Then you've made things awkward, so that's good. If I didn't, I could have made a... Yeah, exactly. So you do this. You're back post. You're waiting for something. Great. Don't turn. There's no point turning for this. Your teammate's going to get it. If he doesn't, the opponent's going to get it. Just wait. Just wait a little bit and see how it evolves. And instead, you stayed right behind him. And that's what I mean. There's no point coming off the wall. You know, if you came off the wall, right, and you waited for a pass, you were never going to be close enough to him to be useful in the first place. So let's see this again, right? You come across this way. You do this. Bam. Even if you went now, full boost, you more than likely will not be in a decent position to receive a pass. So there's no point to wait anyway. So just wait on the wall. He's gone for an all-in move. And if he pinches it over, brilliant. Ideally, really, your teammate who is in the net should be pushing out here. But whatever, he hasn't done that for some reason. And because of that, it went over you. You get this. Nice. I like the read, but you just hit it arbitrarily. You're not going to shoot this. This will never go in, ever. You're not going to get this to the backboard. So obviously your only option is trying to find a teammate, which is ideal because Dapper has already turned away from the play. So you could have found your teammate nice and early, but I think you were slightly thrown off by the pass coming right to you. You weren't really expecting it. And do you want to know why? You turned through the net again. You're here. This is awkward. You're pointed away from the play. Your momentum isn't transferable up the field. You're not in an ideal spot. Come behind the net like this, pointed like this. In ones, you ideally want to be pointed like this, but this isn't ones. And because of that, you gave yourself absolutely no space to hit this ball. If you were back post, you could hit this wherever you wanted. You could have found Nips perfectly. You could have sent it right there and created an offensive play. So Dapper, he's a 1v1 god. I was going to say if he got past him, that's not surprising. He's whacked your teammate. Alrighty. Let's go back to that again. I don't know whose fault this is. So you do this, whatever. Nips is... He tried to go for that. Teammate passed it to you. Okay, yeah, so you know your teammate's going to be behind you. You can not only hear him, but you kind of expect him to be there. So, don't rush into the net again. Get pads. You aren't useful. This isn't your ball to challenge. You aren't waiting for a pass. Try and get the pads that are behind you over here. Perhaps maybe even get this one, and this one. And let Nips come behind you. Because that's what he's expecting, and then you might. But the point is, if you're early in a rotation, so let's say you've already got a teammate here, and he's not going to go yet, instead of let's say sitting here and kind of waiting for him to go, be useful with the time you have. Try and get some pads while trying to keep the rotation going at the same time. But instead, you bump him, which is an acceptable mistake to make. You couldn't actually see him. This is weird. Oh, God. Right, there. This is strange. So, you get this bump. Nips is forced to make a weird touch. You flip for something again for no reason, instead of getting pads. And really, this is something I'd still do a lot. You've turned before the touch has even happened. You've assumed this guy is going to clang it. Again, just go towards him and wait. If he clangs it, great, you're not going to get it anyway, so then you can go, right? Or maybe even go that way, do a defensive turn. Just wait for him to do something, because as soon as you notice this guy gets a touch and holds it like this, then you challenge him, right? There's no point you turning right away, because what happens now is you just let this dude do what he wants. If you were still here waiting for something, this is yours to pounce on, right? It's yours to pounce on every time. Instead, you gelled and Dapper had a free hit. If you stayed around there, Dapper wouldn't have been able to do that. Don't get the touch, it's unfortunate. You have to gel. Dapper did it for you. That's fine. Sometimes demos are actually ideal. Careful. Oh, Jesus, right. I'm not going to say what you did wrong again. You know what I'm going to say. Just make sure we don't do it. Nice. Holy Jesus. Right, yeah. You have to assume your teammate's going to be behind you. You can't turn for this. This is just wrong. So as soon as this touch happens, you have to assume your teammate's behind you. You can't turn for this because not only you don't know where your other teammate is, but you don't know where the opponents are. So turning for this basically will do one of two things. You'll either double commit with your teammate. Well, three things. You either double commit with your teammate and make him fuck up. You'll make your teammate gel and you'll get beaten, or you'll just get beaten. So again, there's no reason. Just turn away like this. Either turn ready for a pass to receive from the teammate, or kind of just wait around and just go back just in case. There's no point turning for this unless you have game sense way better than mine, of which you could tell you had time, but lo and behold, you don't. Oh god, that was bad. And your teammate decided to follow it up anyway. That's bad. Right, nice. Don't need to rush that. There's no reason. Dapper is going to leave if you go, to take advantage. So you go back, fine. Again, try and get the pads. Just get these pads on the way back. You might as well. There's no harm in doing it. What? So you do this, fine. Nips gets a decent touch around Lou. Wait, just wait. You're way closer to Dapper. He's not going to go for this if you sit here. Just maybe even just do a fake jump. Just jump. Just a single jump. Don't do anything with it. Just jump, come straight back to the ground. It will force Dapper to gel like he does. And then you can catch the ball and do what you want with it. But going for this immediately is literally just a pass to Dapper. You're going to hit this off the wall. It's going to come back here. So yeah, just go. Do you play ones at all? Do you play ones? But anyway, this is a one scenario, so don't do this. You panicked a bit. And also, even if you took your time, Dapper's not going to score that. It's very difficult to score. Not much? Okay, well, I'd advise playing a bit more ones. That's good. Yeah, I'd wait up for this. There's too much. There's not much you could possibly lose here, I don't think. So you go for this, fine. Free ball for Nips, right? Devon's got to turn around, right? Lou's not going to get it. If Nips beats whoever goes up for this, is a goal, right? As long as you're, waiting in the middle for a pass. So here, again, it's another argument of there's no. I know what you mean by the fake jump. Yeah, so just force him to do something. Make him think you're going to do something. So here is another example of, yeah, okay, trying to be defensive, but there's no point because you would never be able to get there. So turning back, yeah, all right. You might say, oh, yeah, what if Nips gets beat? Well, if he does, it's impossible for you to make the save anyway. So you might as well just stick around, right, come back a little bit and wait in the middle, because in the event that he does beat him, you can score, right? Just take advantage of the things you can't save, if you get me. So Nip sends this one a long way. Push up, push up, push, 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 push. You could have scored. Again, there's no reason for you to come back. He's not going to get beat. So he does this, fine. Instant turn. This has got to be instant 350 billion miles an hour turn. Devon's on the back foot. You got 100 boost to work with. You got a teammate behind you. This is all guns blazing, yours to go for. You have to bang this one. Up you go, sunshine. Wait in the middle, right? You're here. You're primed and ready to go. Nips puts this one up high. You fast Ariel. In it goes. You have just tied up the game with less than a minute left. So you could have beaten Dapper to this ball. Again, you say Dapper's fast as fuck. You could beat this kid if you were just a little bit more aggressive with your positioning. And, well, aggressive with the positioning and wait for the play to evolve a bit at times. So you got dusted by Dapper, who put an absolutely fucking perfect clear down. Oh, what a fantastic play that would have been from the blue team. Great stuff. So they just analysed the blue team a bit. So Dapper took full advantage of you being out of position. He didn't force the ball into the corner, which is what he probably would have done if you were on the ball. He knew he was going to beat you, so he redirected it all the way down the other end of the field to his to Lou, who was waiting there, which is great stuff. And then they nearly capitalised because this guy wasn't all the way back. Good save from him, though. Got back in the end. Okay, and here, once again, you're assuming the ball is going to go in entirely until the very, very end. So here, get this boost. Just chill. Just chill. The ball cannot... Dapper cannot put a shot on net that is so incredibly hard To be fair, he can, probably, it's Dapper, but it's unlikely he can put an absolutely perfect ground pinch clanger top left such that you can't get it, requiring you to go full boost into the net right now. Just kind of sit there. Nips is hit it off the wall, and Dapper is more than likely not going to get a fantastic shot. So wait, slow down a bit at least. There's no reason for you to be full speed. Ball does come across, that's fine. If this dude wasn't so aggressive and he was over here, right, and he was coming towards the, technically the front post at this point, you could have turned earlier on and been prepared to receive something. So really that's not necessarily your fault, but whatever, we work with it. Could have got that boost. Oh, that was close. Right, idea, nice, I rated it. Oh, Neon, welcome to the stream, man, welcome back. I didn't notice you're in here. Remulus, what if he puts it in? Well, if he puts it in, then they lose. The point is, you can't defend everything, so you might as well wait for some scenarios that might go in your way. Could have put that element right for this. What if he puts it in? But yeah, if he put it in, then too bad. Like, you weren't going to save it anyway. Really, to be fair, I should have brought it up. You probably could have somehow made your route back a little bit quicker. I'm not going to go back though, I'll be here all day. But regardless, here, you have time, don't rush it. You can't see anyone up. Now, yeah, okay, you can argue Dapper could be in the corner, waiting to go off the backboard. But here, yeah, you rushed it a bit. You could have tried to pass this down. But I'd probably say Nip isn't really the one you want to pass to here, because Dapper is literally marking him. So really, you should be passing to the person in the middle. And to do that, you needed to be on this side of the ball and hit it like that. Or, to be fair, you could hit it off the ceiling. Because going to Nip here, yeah, alright, you're sending it away from Devin at the bottom, but Dapper's probably going to beat him. True, but yeah, if he has a chance to get back, then he's going to use it. But the point is that the point I was making, Neon, was that it was highly likely that Nip's touch was going to come right across the pitch. Like, hang on, right, let me go back here. Let me go back. Where are we? Right, so this happens. You don't go for that, whatever. Right, you do this, fine. You go for the boost, whatever. Right, here. The ball is highly likely to come this way because of the way Nips and Dapper are approaching the ball. Right? Dapper could win the 50-50 insanely well and then get an absolute banger that goes on target. But the point is such a scenario like that is so unlikely, there is no point in you waiting for it. Right? And if that happened, it wouldn't be his fault, it would be this dude's fault. Right? It would be this dude's fault. This guy should be here, right? And then forcing Jay to then turn away and wait for a pass from this guy or this pass here. Right? So that's the point. The point is just the fact that you can tell that the ball is going to come this way or do that just by the way that they're challenging the 50-50, and you have to predict for that. You can't afford to be overly defensive, especially when you're down with 47 seconds left. That was my point. I'm sorry if I didn't make that clear enough before. So you do this, yeah, it kind of sucks. Ideally, to be honest, the pass I actually don't think would be an optimal play, because you could try and double this to yourself. You have plenty of time to work with. This is an absolutely bread and butter self-set double touch opportunity. If you can get above this ball and clang it to the backboard, you could probably score this, because Devin's not ready. So, yeah, like I said, the pass could have gone middle, but if you absolutely shot this ball here and then went for a double, you could probably have scored this. But it doesn't really matter, though. It's a decent attempt. Okay, I'll say this as well. That's a really good lane to pick, but you could have just gone straight down the middle of the pitch, right? So you go for this. You choose this lane, which works as you go back post, but the problem is Nips is going to be behind you anyway. So like I said before, remember when you bumped him over here and he was coming in like this and you came in like that? Well, it's a similar scenario. So he's going to be coming behind you anyway, just like when he was over here. Right, so if we write Nips over here. Although you are going to be there first, he's going to be right behind you anyway, so you might as well let him go behind you to start with. So I would get these pads here if you can, and then kind of wait again for the play to evolve. Going this far away from the play, especially with Nips being here, likely with no boost, kind of commits to your teammate getting a clanger to him, if that makes any sense at all. So you're basically banking on your team, the other one passing it to Nips, doing this, but it's not, again, it's not a terrible thing. It doesn't really change much. The only real main benefit would be that your pathing is much quicker going straight down the middle. And see, just like that, if you went down the middle, you more than likely could have challenged this. Don't rush it, don't rush it, don't rush it. What's the point? You have time, use it, go up the ceiling, do an air dribble, do a double touch, or just take your time. Don't boom it away. So you do this, fine. You want to, I know why you're doing it. It's because you want to make the most of the opportunity you've been given. You want to give it a clanger. You've beaten this guy. He's not a threat to you. Send it up high with a ceiling shot, or maybe even just like single jump off, do a short little air dribble, and then use your flip into the middle. No reason at all for you to do this. Nearly went in though. What on earth is this? So you, again, you have to be careful. So you do this, fine. Your teammate's going to be behind you. As soon as this happens, leave. Insta leave. You're out of there. Goodbye. You can't do anything useful with this. If you were to try, like you did, you'd have to go around the ball. Then you've wasted 5 seconds already. You have no momentum, no space, no time. You've made it awkward. Just gel. Let your teammate know that that's his ball and the play's still evolving. Doing this, you likely force the person in the middle to back off because he didn't know how this was going to go, and Nips then can get a challenge. So now, if we look at the scenario, we have one person who can't do anything. You now have no space and no contact on the ball, and your third teammate is probably now pointed this way in the midfield. He's pointed back because he doesn't know what's going on. And with 20 seconds left being 1 goal down, that's not what you want. If I didn't hesitate, I would have beaten Dapper. I don't know, actually. Regardless, if you went down the middle, you probably would have been a bit closer anyway. And well, is he backwards? Can't actually tell. But anyway, the offense is dissolved now. That's a pass. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's just a bit of a shit pass. Past that. Right. So, this is a panic play again. It's a bit weird. 10 seconds. Ideally, Nip shouldn't go for this. So the ball's come across. He's just pretty much cut you off here. Really, in an ideal world, Nips would pop this up high. You would follow it down to your teammate. Your teammate would beat Dapper in a 1v1 and then you'd score. But I can't really think of anything else. You're not really expecting Nips to go for this, which is understandable. You don't bump him, which is good. That's going to be a pass, surely. That's a goal, surely. Oh my god, that was close. That's really unfortunate. You really could have tied that one up. But yeah, if I go quickly back to that 50... Where is it? It's over here, right? No, it's not. It's when you boom it. Here, right. So if you do this, fine. More than likely, you could have beaten him, but just like before, what's the point? He's just going to gel, right? He's not going to 50 this. You got to remember, Dapper was once upon a time one of the best ones players in the world. He was flakes, right? He knows what he's doing. If you were closer to this, or you were going to 50 this, he will fake challenge out of the 50, the ball will roll up, and he will just take it like this. Or, well, again, the point is if you 50 this, the ball is just going to hit this wall and go out like this. Or back to his net, or like this. Which, either way, basically passes it to one of your teammates. So, he's not ever going to challenge this. Even if you were closer to him, you were never going to 50 it. He'll just wait for you to fuck it up. So one thing you got to remember, especially, it's much, much easier for describing things, is when you're playing against really good players... They're going to do an optimal play, right? But yeah, because he noticed you were backwards... Right, I see what you mean, right. So, he noticed you were backwards, so he was going to force the 50. But like I said, if he knew you were going to get a good 50, he wouldn't have bothered, right? He wouldn't have bothered. If you didn't hesitate, he wouldn't have gone. So, it's kind of like you wouldn't have won anyway. most likely, and he's got way more speed than you. So even if you both hit the middle of the ball is still gonna go behind you pretty much. So you do that, sure, unfortunate. You do all this, and yeah, the play ends. So there you go. That's the replay analysis. So if I had to give you 3 things to do, it would be make sure you go back post fully. So if I show like an overview of the pitch, right, like this, here's the goal post, right, and here's like the halfway line. When you're rotating back, make sure you're doing this. Maybe not this extreme, but make sure you're sat here behind the goalpost, not this. Don't do this. Don't come across and do that. Don't do that. I'll say that. Don't do that. Do that. Right, so that's step number 1. Right? So it's not only, Neon, it's not necessarily do a far post. He's doing back post, but he's going into the net, which is removing his ability to use the backboard. So make sure you sit there. A second one would probably be that, like we saw before, when the ball, let's assume you've got an enemy player sat here, right? He's waiting for the ball and the ball's kind of going towards him, right? You're going to be red in this situation. Well, the blue line is both of them are far post rotations, Neon. That's the point. If the ball is here, right? If the ball is this pink circle, blue and magenta are both back post rotations. It's just the back post rotation is technically wrong. It's not optimal. So that if we go back to this situation, the ball is flying this way towards this guy, and you're here, right? That's terrible, but you're going towards him. Wait. Don't immediately turn before it happens. Wait around for something to happen, then you can pounce. Right, that would be the second thing. What was the third thing? The third thing would probably be to make sure you're getting pads when you're not useful. Right. There was a lot of the time there were just pads scattered around like this. I think it's like that, right? That's the lane. That's one of them anyway. So just and then there's one pad there, one pad there, there. They're everywhere, right? When you're not useful, make sure you're getting the pads to optimize your play. And basically, yeah, that's it. And then obviously there's a few little things like, being aware of when, 1v1 situations, fake jumps and things like that. But that would be 3 main things I recommend you do. I think other than that, you're pretty good. And then obviously it's other things, just like, taking your time when you have it and things like that. But can't really, that's obvious for the most part. But there you go. Hopefully that cleared some things up.